And universities are not able to teach their students about using their tools in the right way. And these tools are also done such a way that they should not be in training. The
Right.
tool will tell you if you're not doing the right thing. So earlier we were giving a word to AI engine. Then we became possibly giving sentences.
Right.
Then we started giving prompts.
Prompts.
Then we started giving stories. Now we are saying change your persona, become a judge, become a lawyer, become an
Yeah.
entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and then give story. And then so it's evolving so fast that the education system cannot cope with that outcome. So I always tell people that you should have a self-learning capability going forward. That's going to be key thing. Who cares about you got degree from that university or this? If you cannot make use of this tool and somebody else can, then they're gonna shine in
Right.
that process.
Right.
So I think that's a very big key in evaluation of AI, and it's happening day and night.
Yeah.
Right? ChatGPT, if you take it or Gemini, I think I don't know, ChatGPT is now in 4 or 5 or beta version
5,
6.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
beta version is 6. So 22 November they deployed it, in 2-3 years they are in version 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
And each version is substantially better than the earlier one.
Yeah.
So and we only see as an end user, you don't see at the application users what all you can do with the engine.
Correct. Correct. And,
So
yeah, sorry.
basically it has changed the game overall for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. And then I just wanted to add, like now there are ways to actually use GPT and create your own agents and create your own apps. And it's become so easy that now I'm able to write a PRD for an agent that I need for marketing work.
It'll create app.
And go to Lovable or some tool like that and put it in and it creates the app for me. So it's like, what is happening? So I'm becoming an engineer, I'm becoming a product person and also a marketing person. So anyway, those are good things. I want to move to kind of unbuilding and rebuilding with AI, because we already touched on it a little bit, but I want to explore a little bit more. With AI, right? And you're a perfect example because you've seen the evolution from mobile to AI now. What parts did you have to rewire kind of to learn AI, right? And or learn the new technology, or kind of rewire your style basically of learning?
So personally, I consider myself as a student for life. So I think anything that I have to learn new, I'll read about it, I'll experiment few things. I have zero fear of failure. So I'll try something new. I think on overall basis, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a driver, one thing I have come to realization that I don't think your team expects you to have answers to everything. Because most of the answers can be given to them by AI engine that they are so used to doing. Leadership is all about moving from I have all answers to facilitating a process to get the answers in a way that is collaborative among the team that is involved and also supported by data. And I think AI can make a big difference in that process. I think so. I tell my team that just because I don't know something, that doesn't mean the answer doesn't exist. The answer is yes. Are you asking smart questions?
Mm-hmm.
Are you asking relevant, smart, contextual questions to AI engine?
Mm.
If it's not giving you answer today, I'm 100% sure it'll give you answer tomorrow. That I think is going to be a big shift in the mind of leaders. That also comes with a lot of ego that they have to give up because they don't have answers to everything. Right. I also think this when my company was geographically distributed across globe. We were in 3 continents, God knows, in 6 different countries and other things. So I saw each of them had cultural notions working notion each of these countries. You could not deploy one across the board, though your fundamental core value you were giving them. So this whole geographic concentration of doing certain things certain ways is very rapidly changing because AI is saying, I'll bridge the gap.
Right.
So I think that's another thing I've seen. You're getting, because once people get access to that insight that AI can provide with a lot of use cases, I think their ability to make decisions becomes universal across the board.
Yeah.
Where they are.
Yeah.
I think other thing, most of the people who are entrepreneurs will love it and others may not like it, is I think I've started believing into this cross-functional, smaller, super energized teams across the board. Earlier, this task has to be done. We need this many people to do this task and that task and 24/7.
Yeah.
All this is going on.
All gone. Yeah.
Right? You will see much smaller, super energized team. Who cares where they're sitting, what they're doing, as long as they are achieving the outcome. Uh, that's the key. And they are using a number of AI tools, as you said. ChatGPT is becoming part of your life. I think that's just an option.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot. I use it for a lot of things. Forget about me. My mom uses it. And she was telling me yesterday, day before, that like ChatGPT, there's something called Bharat GPT coming up with 12 languages.
Yeah.
When they so he can talk to the phone
Right.
in that and get answers.
Yeah, and that's how I'm learning my Italian. Like,
Yeah.
I'm learning in the class, but I'm also learning with GPT because I put it in voice mode, and I basically talk to it, and it talks back to me, and I'm like, okay, why do I need a teacher? But yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's amazing how things are happening, and as you said, it's the balancing act, right? The balancing act is to keep that gut, the vision, and all of the storytelling and everything that you have, and use the power of AI, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're balancing it across, and you're showing how to balance it as well to different companies. Take us through that journey, because it's important, because all of the learnings and experience that you have amassed for the last 30, 40 years, that is rich, and that's very human. That's the human experience part. And then there is the power of AI, right? So, and a combination of that is very essential to take the right products to market. And I want everyone to benefit from that as you're doing it with, you're advising several companies. I want you to kind of tell us about it a little bit.
I don't know how to frame it right, but any product that you're developing, any project that you're doing, there are three things that is core to that. This is why, how, and what. I think the way I see it is the founder instinct is their conviction to create an outcome, and they want to give direction and meaning to the outcome. And there is a lot of emotional gravity. The successful founders have some sort of episode of a problem that they face that they want to solve. So I call that, for the lack of term, I call gut feeling, or I call experiences, or whatever. I think that's the why I want to solve that problem, right? And so that, I think, will remain with humans on a large extent. What happened is this other two things, how and what, AI will catch up so quickly on those. Once the why is defined, I will say, I'll help you doing clarity, precision, pattern recognitions, going across the web and finding solutions, and give you multiple options to do how. I think so. Any product development, any project development that you want to do, why, how, and what, I think why will remain with humans with some collaboration from AI, but mostly how and what, AI will contribute that much higher percentage.
Agree, 100%.
Having said that, I talk to many founders on a daily basis, and I see one thing that comes very apparent: they are risk tolerant. Their ability to take the risk has increased dramatically in the last 1 year. Why? Because you tell them something, they go home, they try ChatGPT or some other AI generated tools and fail fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Now, most of the time it's good because they're able to get to a conclusion much faster of what they want to do.
Right.
On the hindsight, I also see that sometimes they are not giving proper prompts, or AI is doing this whole phenomenon of hallucination with AI happening lately with large language models, especially. They disregard that outcome, and sometimes they get biased by their prompts.
Yeah.
So they're not collaborating on prompts with others.
Yeah.
I also see AI cannot bring what I call emotional quotient. They go on data, they learn from what is there, they try to make sure it's true or false most of the time.
Yeah.
But they don't know, you are at the mercy of AI. So I would say, basically instinct sets the vision of the founder, and AI will set the truth for what they want.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. And I agree. And I have a lot of resonance on that statement from the other players too, who've said that it's becoming very prompt engineering focused, the whole approach to product, the whole approach to market. So it's not just about prompt engineering, right? It's also about kind of understanding the macros and understanding the strategy behind the product and the why behind the product before you actually get into the prompt engineering process. So very well articulated over that. I'll move into some personal resilience questions, because I've seen your journey up close and personal, and I've seen and I've admired at every milestone how you've kind of evolved and kind of passed that hump, that challenge, right? So this is the time for some emotional advice to all the founders and leaders. and kind of build our mindsets, right? Because I'm also in that boat. So, what should we unlearn and kind of learn back and create that resilience mindset to go forward in a very challenging time, right? Because things are moving so fast.
I think, I don't know if I one or two things that you do in the outcome will be there. But the way I see it is you have to collaborate with AI tools. You cannot deny them. But make sure that you are in a driving seat and they are in maybe in navigator seat. So you're making decisions and they are supporting those decisions. You're basically creating that why very well articulated. Um, and I also depend now a lot more on AI tools to recognize my own blind spots. Right? If you're driving Tesla, you know that when you change the lane, the car will tell you, oh, there's other car next to you. It'll become red on the
Right.
side. So the AI within the car is telling you that don't change the lane, but you want to change the lane. But it stopped you from doing something that can harm you.
Correct.
Right? So the key is you have to collaborate with AI. You can't not collaborate. At the same time, AI is more truth telling. Everything that happened in historical ways may not be enough because inventions happen, innovations happen. So if your gut is saying take a road less traveled, then go for it. And then ask for the collaboration with that. Don't sit on the corner not doing it. Other thing I tell people is when you start a company, other things that you want to do, you become razor sharp, focused, and committed to an outcome within a V-shaped market, right? Because the moment you dilly-dally on that, I think your team will go haywire. Then you can't create the outcome. And I think competitors today will take advantage of that. So you don't want to have that situation. You want to be number one, at the most number two, going to number one. Or if number one, then figure out how you're gonna keep challenging yourself to remain in number one. I think so. A lot of technical products are available, a lot of avenues are available. Infrastructure cost has become amortized so well now that you don't have to really invest into that. So make sure that all in all, I would say that if your journey will be enjoyable, if you figure out a way to go forward on a convicted path, that conviction that you have for outcome of the path that you want to create with your customers, with your employees, and your partners, you can't go alone on it.
Yeah.
If
Yeah. I resonate with that. And as far as the use of maps and everything is concerned to go where you need to go, my thing is exactly that, right? Like sometimes I don't want to follow Google Maps. I'm like, don't give me that path. I want
you
to
are right. Now you put the address on Google Map. I sometimes, even though I know where I'm going, I put the map. Why? Because if the freeway is busy or having accident, then I'll know it'll reroute me.
Correct.
So that's the key that you have recognized that you're collaborating with a purpose in mind.
Correct. Exactly that. Yeah. And then take the exit and take the detour and then guide me from there to the road less traveled. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the podcast, but I'll want one last question to be answered, and that's advice for all the future Gen Zers who are becoming founders, entrepreneurs, and launching products. What is your suggestion to them?
I think one of the books that I read when maybe 15, 20 years ago is called Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish. You can't achieve new things and innovate if you're not foolish and not hungry. And also, whatever you build with the heart, because that might be your competitive advantage against AI-driven stuff that's happening. Number two, I think, as I said earlier, also culture eats everything for breakfast, lunch, dinner. So make sure your culture is so strong that you can build a foundation on that culture and create ecosystem surrounding that. Um, I think the other thing I would tell is, fail fast. You become the culture or develop the culture of self-learning. So you can learn very fast and fail fast so that you can pivot if it need be. And make sure that your appropriate evidences from your customers, your partners, your frontline team. I used to have this thing that meant my walking. So I would walk different floors and ask simple question. Is life good? And what are you doing? And why are you doing? I think that helped me learn a lot of things internally overall. Um, I think the other thing I would say is, initial days to not possible. Founders have to put their story with a lot of conviction, but surround yourself by uh, smart people. and let them give them empowerment so that they can ask you difficult questions. You don't want just people surrounding you. That doesn't because some people say you are fired if you're not.
Yeah.
You're fired, right? So if you want to grow, surround yourself by smart people. That will help you to shape up the journey of going forward. There could be many things. The one thing that I have personally lived with is I'm as I call myself a proudly frugal. Keep some capital for rainy day fund. So it should not happen that market situation changes, client significant changes, and then on a short term basis, and then you're struggling to survive.
Yeah.
Right. So keep some capital available to you in those rainy days. So don't use up your capital in a lifestyle that would not help in those days, because those days will come no matter what.
Yeah.
Whatever goes up has to come down as long as it's not in space.
Yeah. That's the CFO in Rutesh speaking. By the way, he makes a very good CFO as well. So thank you, Rutesh, for joining us and for sharing this journey, your experiences, and all the nuggets. I think they're very, very valuable, and we'll cherish this conversation for a long time to come. Indeed, a pleasure to have you, and happy Diwali to you and the family.
Thanks, Padmini, and good luck for what you're doing.
Yes.
Excited to hear the stories going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you.